Hello, folks. This is a little Monster Hunter rant. Yeah, it's been a while since I've done one, but I feel it's worthy. Recently, a Monster Hunter 4 trailer came out, and while there's some cool stuff in it, I will admit, including a Kushiladora announcement, it still looks like shit! It looks like complete and utter shit! And textures and everything else. It's like, don't call me a graphics whore. Don't call me that. Because if you look at MH3U trailers, and I'm serious, go look them up back when it was originally going to release for Japan. They look great! Pictures are fantastic! The game looks great! I've had people go like, oh, they borrowed the assets from Try, so that's why it looks so good. Even if they borrowed the assets from Try, it would still look shitty if the excuse you're giving me is correct. Because people, it's like, oh, it's not compatible with a PC. It's, you know, that is da-da-da-da-da. It doesn't matter if a 3DS is compatible with a fucking PC or not. It's developed on a PC, you dumb fucks. Developed! And since it's developed on a PC, it's actually going to be on the PC, you can record it in 1080p. Add to that, not only can you record it, but all the textures that are there that are being in development on that fucking computer will be there. As of right now, those are the fucking textures in the game. Deal with it. MH3U didn't have that issue, and no excuse you want to fucking give me is going to change that. It is how it fucking is, and fuck you, autofocus, I'm turning you off. There we go. Fuck autofocus. Anyway, it's stupid bullshit that just bothers the fuck out of me. Honestly! Sure, the textures will be fine when the game comes out, or not. We don't know. Now let's go about wasted potential. That's a big one. A lot of people have been bothering me about that, you know, when I comment on MH4 trailers or anything else. And I've been a fan since 2004. I've been around for a very long time when it comes to Monster Hunter, since the beginning. And I've played every game in this series. Practically, except for that little Dayline game. Other than that, I've played every game in the series. Now, let's just look at something recent. MH3U. Let's look at how that game looks compared to MH3 HD Edition. Now you're going like, but there's high resolution textures on the monsters. That don't fucking matter if the fucking environments look like shit. It doesn't matter when you have a close-up, which they know you're going to be in your equipment box. A lot. A fucking lot. And the weapons and armor look terrible! Especially the newest monster, the flagship, Brachiodos. I hate Brachiodos simply because of his weapons and what it fucking stands for, and I'll get to that in a minute. But it's fucking stupid. You look at those weapons, and they look like shit! It's like the GS. It looks like a freaking block of snot. A giant block of snot, because how congealed the textures are. That's how bad it is. And now, if you wait in your equipment box, when you're on the offline single player, wait there for a little while. Just stand there. You'll see a ship go by with a little person, you know, fishing on it. It looks like a piece of paper floating by. A crumpled piece of fucking paper. The first time you go onto the online lobby, the first time you go to the port, you'll notice immediately, because it does a close-up of the big, you know, tower area away in the background. What does it look like? Paper. It looks like fucking shit. And then there's textures all over the game. It's so half-assed. There's so few textures that are done well. I mean, really. It's bad. The lack of effort is an extreme on that game. And it's not just the textures, okay? I am not a graphics whore. Let's look at MH3, okay? MH3 HD Edition may have not had the best textures. It may not have had, like, the best looking game. But it comes out the best looking game. Why? Because all the textures are consistent. The weapons and armor look decent. They're not super high textured, but they look pretty good. Same with the environment, same with the monsters, same with the areas. The only thing that is low res is the HUD, which I thought was kind of strange considering the rest of the game's treatment. The highest res things in MH3U, and the only things that stand out, the loading screen, your HUD, and the monsters. That's it. Everything else is below par. And that is fucking sad. And it really ticks me off. At least MH3, besides the HUD, is completely consistent throughout the game. So it looks good. And it just automatically looks better because it's consistent. I mean, you don't look like you're, taking a piece of armor, putting it to your face, and seeing the individual pixels like you do on MH3. That's what it looks like. It's bad! Now, let's get into the other issues with that game. The plus 50 defense. Now, that doesn't sound like a big deal at first. In truth, it's a huge deal. That plus 50 defense, if you actually think about it, is like your first Rarity 2 armor, if you're a gunner. That means, with those two together, you have the Blaze Master's base defense when they equip a Rarity 2 armor if they didn't have that 50 plus. You have Blade Master defense because of that. Because the difference has only ever been a small amount. It was a fairly decent chunk, but it wasn't huge. And if you just follow progression through the game like you normally would, you get into the next tier, you're going to want different armor, you fight these different monsters, you're going to want their armor, right? So their defense is naturally going to get higher and higher and higher. When you hit high rank, and I did this, I just had low rank armor I put a little bit of upgrades through because, I could upgrade it before I get the high rank because I needed stuff in the volcano to upgrade my weapons, so on and so forth. And I'm a bow gunner. Keep this in mind, okay? I have lower defense than a Blade Master. Rathian, high rank. The headbutt is one of the most damaging attacks from her. It did this much damage. It did almost none. As a fucking gunner, I can only imagine as a Blade Master. And it was ridiculous. There's no punishment for your mistakes anymore. Now, don't go like, just wear less armor. Then it'll be harder. No. That's fucking artificial difficulty. I want to progress through the game normally, like any Monster Hunter player would. But I'm being punished for doing so, because Monster Hunter has always been challenging. It's always been a challenging game, regardless for the wrong reasons or not. It's always been challenging. But this nullifies it. I'm not being punished for my mistakes. I'm better off just shooting and taking the hit. Why bother? I want to get my para off. I want to get my crags in, so just take the hit. Don't worry about it. It's not going to do anything to you anyway. When you finally get the G rank, and you're wearing high rank armor, of course, they start to hit you fairly hard, decent hits. Make the lowest rank G armor you can. Make Jaggy. And I'm not fucking kidding. Make Jaggy armor. And it's easy again. One of the lowest armors for fucking G rank makes it that easy. Really? Really? It's fucking stupid. So, the danger's gone. Pretty much. You can only die if you're fucking stupid. Or really inexperienced. And then you go on to this next issue. Slime element. Fucking hate it. And you go, oh, but slime's not bad. It's fun. It's balanced. Fuck no it ain't. Like, it's not OP on its own, it's not. That is true, and I will vouch for that. But have a party with slime. And it's fucking rape. It's OP as shit. Now you're like, well, you can get the same times using, the whole gunner setup and doing what we used to do with sleep bombing and all that. There's a difference. You have to prepare for sleep bombing. You have to do a whole bunch of shit to get that ready. As for the status gunning and everything else, you have to do a bunch of shit to get that ready, and your gunner has to be experienced. For slime, nobody has to be experienced. They're going to be all fucking stupid newbies. But as long as they hit a few times, there's going to be explosions everywhere. And those explosions, and it's in the slime status description, actually weaken body parts at the same time as doing a set damage like crags and barrel bombs. Instant, easy breakage, quick death. So they get the same times with no skill whatsoever. It pisses me off. Why the fuck should they get times like that? With no effort. And people realize this. So newbies would get to the Brachiodos and they try it out. And they realize just how good it is. All of a sudden, almost every single fucking room, all the way through G rank, has nothing but Brachiodos users. It got worse and worse and worse as time went on. And I eventually quit because of that and other issues. And I was pretty disappointed with the game. But the game was fun. But the things it introduced, it's casualizing and streamlining the fucking game. The series is getting streamlined. That's bad. Now, let's go to the MH4. When I was talking about wasted potential on that. 1, it's not fucking polished. 2, it looks fucking half-assed as per fucking usual. And like, sure, there's great new monsters being introduced. But if they don't sharpen the AI, the new stuff they put in is going to make it way too fucking easy. You can run up walls, run off cross walls, jump. Jumping at all is ridiculous. You can jump on the backs of monsters and stab them. For a set amount of damage, I'm assuming. I'm not sure how often you can spam that. But if you can get a team doing it in, a fucking pattern, got it going, it's going to kill them. And it's just... It's terrible, man. All the other things going away. The point of Monster Hunter before was to be careful about all your decisions. Know when to take that potion. Know when to move. Know when to attack. Understand the delays in your animations and the animations of the monster. Know their patterns. Monster Hunter is all about being fucking prepared. Always being prepared. Apparently, us Monster Hunter fans who've been around for a long time who fear this can go fuck ourselves. Because that's what's going to happen. And it's really pissing me off. Now, there is a shining light. I've looked at Monster Hunter Online. It's being made in China, and it's in closed beta right now. I've watched some footage. You can look around on YouTube. It's looking very promising. Seems to be the same as it's always been. There's some slight revisions, a couple attacks that look a little stylish, so to speak, but nothing game-breaking, which I really appreciate. Sticking to the old guns, and the environments are beautiful. There's a little bit of texture issue, but Capcom's funding them. They're not going to get much budget anyway, so I understand. The monsters look fucking great. The environments, for the most part, like I said, just a little bit of texture issues, but for the most part, they look fantastic. And the characters themselves look much better. And the armor has better textures. I think they're probably working a little bit more on that. But the armor and weapons look great. It's looking to have that consistent hit that MH3 HD edition had, except even better, which is wonderful. That's what I want to see. I want to see MH make good on its potential. I want to be the best it can be. But Capcom has said themselves when, Monster Hunter got put on the Wii instead of the PS3 when it got, canceled and put over there, that they did it for cheap production costs. They did it to cut their costs, to maximize their bottom line. Yeah. They're making sure that Monster Hunter gets the lowest budget possible because it's niche. It wouldn't be niche if they made a fucking attempt to make it big over here. But no! Let's put it on the Wii U. It's not selling well. But it's Nintendo. God. I don't mind Nintendo, but let's be realistic here. What has been releasing on the PS3? We don't consider Xbox because Xbox isn't popular in Japan. But PS3, let's look at what's been released in the last few years. Demon Souls, Dark Souls, Dragon's Dogma, and a whole bunch of other more mature, hardcore games that go into the action-adventure category. Skill-based. It's showing what people want. And look at Soul Sacrifice. It did pretty damn well. I was impressed. It sold actually almost as much as MH3U in its first week. And that's pretty impressive for a system that was way behind. And the game was fun. I have it. It's great. I fucking love that game. Soul Sacrifice is amazing. And it's beautiful. The whole game is consistent in what it does compared to Monster Hunter. Which just shows how much that Capcom just doesn't put an effort for. Anyway, oh fuck my screen. I'm still here. There we go. Anyway, it's just disappointing. I'm really disappointed with Capcom. I really fucking hate you for that little expansion, the Dragon's Dogma. What a fucking cop-out. Most of that shit was all copies. They were just monsters with retextures, rescaled, and renamed. That was it. There was 2 new monsters. Count that! 2 in a $40 expansion! Fuck you! Capcom, you're fucking disappointing. The only reason why I'm excited, besides all the other great stuff I'm seeing about Monster Hunter Online, the other reason I'm excited for it is because you're not fucking making it. You're polishing it. Someone else is making it. And they're fucking doing a great job. Unlike you losers. Anyway, sorry for my fucking rant. It's a bit an asshole, but I don't care. Comment if you like, discuss if you want. Tell me to go fuck myself if you like. I don't fucking care. Anyway, take care, folks. Love y'all.